We live in a world where everyone seems to want to fit in. We copy the latest trends, we follow the crowds, and we imitate what feels safe. But here's the truth that, if you truly understand it, can change your entire life. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Why? Because success that's built on imitation is fragile and it doesn't last. But failure that's built on originality, well, that shapes the very person you are becoming. Imitation feels safe, doesn't it? It's predictable. It's the path most people choose because it seems easier. And why not? When you copy someone else, you remove the fear of being judged. You don't risk embarrassment. You don't risk standing out from the crowd. Most of all, you don't risk failure. At least, that's what we tell ourselves. But here's the hidden cost, the real problem. When you imitate, you aren't living your own life. You are living someone else's version of success, playing a part in a story that wasn't written for you. Think about it. The world doesn't remember the copies. It has no space for echoes. The world remembers the originals. Every great artist, every groundbreaking creator, every world-changing inventor, and every inspiring leader, they all did things their own way. They didn't look at the blueprint and decide to make a carbon copy. They took the blueprint, tore it up, and drew a new one from scratch, using their own vision. Imitation is a dead end. It's a loop that keeps you running in circles, always one step behind the person you're trying to be. True progress, true fulfillment, comes from stepping off that worn-out path and blazing your own. So what is originality, really? It's not about being perfect. Far from it. Originality is about being honest. It's about being bold enough to show the world who you are. It's about expressing that special something that only you can bring into the world. Originality is your unique blend of ideas. It's your vision for what could be. It's your voice, unfiltered and true. It's your unique way of seeing the world, a perspective that no one else has. And yes, let's be real, sometimes originality leads to failure. Your ideas might not work the first time. Your vision might be misunderstood. Your voice might tremble. But that failure is not the end. It's a teacher. It shapes you. It strengthens your resolve. It shows you what doesn't work, so you can find what does. Because failure that comes from originality is born from daring to try. It comes from daring to be different. It comes from daring to be unapologetically you. And that is a victory in itself. Failure in imitation is just failure. But failure in originality is a lesson, a stepping stone, a badge of honor. It proves you were in the arena, fighting your own fight. Let's look at some stories of original thinkers. Before cars existed, the very idea of a machine that drives itself was laughable. People mocked the concept. But innovators like Carl Benz or Henry Ford didn't try to build a better horse-drawn carriage. They refused to copy what already existed. They pursued a completely new, seemingly crazy idea. They failed again and again and again. Parts broke, engines sputtered, designs were flawed. But each one of those failures wasn't a dead end. It was data. It was a lesson that built the foundation for the future of transportation. Their originality, fueled by failure, changed the world forever. Or think about the artist who broke all the rules. Vincent van Gogh, for example, painted with a style and color palette that no one understood in his time. Critics mocked his work. People told him, why can't you just paint like everyone else, like the successful artists? But his originality was his gift. He saw the world in swirling stars and vibrant sunflowers. If he had given in and copied the popular style of his day, his unique genius would have been lost. He would have been just another forgotten painter. Instead, his refusal to imitate and his commitment to his own vision transformed the entire art world for generations to come. This applies to business too. So many businesses just copy each other's models, products, and marketing. But the ones that truly change the world, the ones that become household names, they do something original, even if they stumble and fail at first. Think of companies like Apple or Airbnb. Their initial ideas were considered strange, niche, or even destined to fail. Every great company, every industry disruption, started with a seemingly crazy idea that didn't work. Until, through perseverance and learning from those early failures, it finally did. Originality is the engine of innovation. This is why imitation ultimately feels so empty. Sure, it might give you some quick, short-term success, but it's a shallow victory. When you imitate, you are always chasing. You're chasing trends that will fade. You're chasing the approval of others, which is always fickle. You're chasing someone else's footsteps, trying to fill shoes that were never meant for you. You will always feel like you're one step behind, because you are trying to become someone you're not. It's an exhausting and unfulfilling race. Your real power, your true, sustainable strength, comes from embracing what makes you different. It comes from owning what makes you unique. Originality carries depth, meaning, and purpose. Imitation only carries appearance. It's the difference between a real, thriving tree with deep roots and a plastic plant that looks good for a while but has no life in it. One can weather storms and grow stronger. The other gets thrown out when the trend changes. So right now, maybe you're sitting there, afraid your ideas aren't good enough. Maybe you look around at what others are doing and think they're so much better, so much further ahead. Maybe you're scared to truly express yourself, to put your own work out into the world. I want you to listen closely and remember this. Nobody else on this planet sees the world exactly the way you do. Nobody. No one has your unique combination of experiences, your struggles, your dreams, your strengths, and your quirks. Absolutely nobody can replace your voice. Your originality is not a weakness to be hidden. It is your ultimate advantage. And if you fail while being original, good. I mean that. Good. It means you tried. It means you were brave. It means you created something real from your own soul. Most importantly, it means you're on the path to becoming the person you are truly meant to be, not a shadow of someone else. Each failure is just a signpost on your unique journey, pointing you in the right direction. So I'll leave you with this. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Success that comes from copying is fleeting. It disappears like a footprint in the sand. But the courage you build by being original, that stays with you forever. Your journey is not about looking like someone else or achieving someone else's definition of success. It's about becoming the best, most authentic version of you. So dare to think differently. Dare to create something new. Dare to fail boldly, bravely, and authentically. Because every great story, every world-changing invention, and every beautiful idea that has ever moved humanity forward began with one person who refused to imitate. Be that person. Thanks for watching.